BakeSmart, we all know and love it, right? Um, so here we are. This is assuming this bakery, Crosstown Bakery, is our mythical bakery of demo land. They are online, selling products. Um, Through e-commerce, they have a wholesale business. Those wholesale customers are able to manage their wholesale accounts online as well. We're going to show you how that's done. I'm going to navigate first to a customer. You can see a wholesale customer. We can see that they're going to have standing orders and shadow orders, and show how they're created as an online customer. We don't allow wholesale customers to set themselves up as e-commerce users because then there's no controls on your end of who's a wholesale customer and who's not. So an action does need to be taken by the bakery to activate these wholesale customer accounts for online, just as you'd have to create a standing or shadow order for use online. So I'm going to go to customers. Uh, we're going to use Amy Bishop today. We go to wholesale here. We can see she's got a standing order. We can look at that standing order. It's weekly. It's a delivery, 7:30 in the morning, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items on it. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, right? Has everybody used, there's enough here. We can kind of have a conversation here, round table. Everybody using wholesale orders, standing,
Yes.
shadow? Okay,
Not shadow.
lovely.
Not 100% sure on how that shadow works, Mike.
Let's cover that real quick. Okay, so Amy, here's her shadow order. Let's look at how that's set up. So it's got a customer, right? It's assigned to her. Generally, these are default settings. They can be edited, but this would be a pickup crosstown. Oh, she doesn't have any items on it. Hang on a second. This isn't how this works. Let's say she runs a restaurant and she offers pies as dessert. She orders the pies from you guys. Okay. Um, she offers 3 pies. Um, so a standing order is this customer wants these products in these quantities at this specific date and time. Now and forever, like a standing order in the army, until told otherwise, until told to stand down, you're standing on those orders, right? And you'll fill those orders. Shadow order is, hey, I order from you a lot. I don't know exactly how much I need or how frequently, but I'm only going to order these pies from you, right? So limited menu, easier to find, right? So if Amy calls, hey, I need to place an order, great. Click this place order button here, or uh, um, if you do a new order here and we find Bishop, Amy here, right? We got this button use shadow order right here after you've selected the customer, right? So use shadow order. What day is this for? I need this for Friday. Beware the Ides of March. And then you're just asked to pick the quantities of this pre-populated menu, right? So just a limited menu that you'd order from. So she needs 3 of these, 6 of those, chocolate banana cream pie. Everybody loves that. There we go. Right. And then it just builds that out. Pay, invoice, you're on your way.
Got it. Very good.
Speeds up the ordering process a little bit there. You're not hunting and pecking for different things, typing the quantities, editing, all that.
Nice.
Just real quick.
Good feature.
Um, thanks. Um, so back to Amy. Um, right. So she's got a standing order. She's got a shadow order. We see here allow access to online wholesale account. So we checked this to start this process so we could get this all configured ahead of time. But this is the checkbox you would check um, to activate this customer. And then as changes are made, you would update customer. You can reset their password if you want. We actually just added a feature to allow them to reset their own password, which has been much asked for and appreciated. So, and then you can take them offline too. Um, right. So this means they're allowed to invoice online shadow orders, meaning they can place an order and not pay for it with a credit card online and add it to their account. Basically, they can bill to their account online. Some people you may want to allow to do that. Some people maybe not. Right. So we have that option here. And then allowed to view place orders only means they can't edit them. They can't add products, right? So if you've got some customers that are like, hey, we offer special pricing. We don't want them to see other people's. We don't really, you know what I mean, want them to be able to order outside of Jared.
Yeah, I just want to add to this. I know Sierra, you're on here. This is kind of our quick fix of allowing like each wholesale customer to have their own menu, right? You'd have to set up the standing order with what products they're allowed to order, and then check that box that they're only allowed to view and place orders, and then they wouldn't be able to create an order and see all the products that are available to other wholesale customers. Right.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I know that's one of the topics we discussed like 2, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. So I really appreciate you guys implementing that.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, happy to do it. Happy to do it. Okay, so this customer has been configured as a wholesale customer in BakeSmart with their standing and shadow orders. They have an account, so if we wanted to, we could turn on allow invoice online shadow orders, and then we could also restrict what they're able to do once there. We're not going to do that because that would limit the functionality. We wouldn't be able to show off all of our bells and whistles. Okay, so that's really all you have to do just in the wholesale section of customer to configure that. So now let's go to the World Wide Web and see what we got there. Right. So we're at BakeSmart Online. That's our little crosstown bakery store. BakeSmart.com/wholesale. This is your customer's login portal here, right? So this would be yourbakeryname.bakesmart.com/wholesale, right? And Amy Bishop, A Bishop. Oop, where is she? Okay, there. I've got her. A predictable password. Shame on her. All right. So this is her customer portal, right? She can see her upcoming orders. These have all been generated off of standing orders because we're creating them 10 days in advance, it looks like, which is probably a little. How long does everybody here using standing orders?
We
How long do you
usually
generate
do
them?
we usually do
Yeah.
about 7 days for ours.
Same.
Okay.
Same thing, 7 days.
7?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
7.
I don't know.
Yeah, 7.
And you are, I'm sorry, I should have done intros. There's few enough here to do it. I'm not, I don't know if we've met.
Me?
Yeah. I'm
I'm
sorry.
Jordan. I know it says Tyler, but I'm Jordan with Rick's
Oh,
Bakery.
what's up, Jordan? Hey,
Hi.
I owe you a phone call later. Hi, we'll talk
Yes.
soon as well.
Awesome. All right.
Great, we got it fixed.
Yay.
Okay, cool. Good to see you. All right. Okay. So 10 days in advance, right? They're here. You can view them. You can't edit them. They're kind of locked once they're in there. So it may make sense to shorten that up if you want to give a little more flex on them. If now that you're putting it in their hands to manage, right? You don't have to worry about the phone calls, the text, the faxes. They have greater flexibility to make changes. You can see their outstanding invoices, right, from past orders. Well, from today, their whole past order history that has gone through BakeSmart Online. It's not. I don't think it's an exhaustive order history. I think it's just what's posted to BakeSmart Online for the wholesale account. But once they're loaded as a customer, everything they do through here would be listed here. Again, past invoices, and then here's where they have access to view their standing and shadow orders, just as we do in customers in BakeSmart, right? So they can view their standing order. Again, those same items that Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, they can make edits to it, changing quantities, changing time. Right? It's like, oh, we actually need 6 Perrier. Everybody's thirsty, right? You can add an item to here. It'll take you to the retail part where you can navigate around, find what you want. Turkey bacon. Of course, I pick a super complicated thing and actually set your values here, right? So this is going to go on the Wednesday order. We just need one of those. Probably have to pick some things here. At least they're comprehensive. So, yay.
If you have that
Right.
first area checked off, Mike, that we talked about, you won't get to see everything, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So if it's view and place only, they won't that edit button disappears and they won't be able to do this. What happened here? Oh, view order. Right. So now if we come down here, it's on here twice because I clicked it twice. Right. But then we can edit as needed here. Um, so shadow, they can place their shadow order. Again, it's going to behave just the same way with those 3 pies. Oh, I didn't upload it. So it's not going to do that. Okay. I'm sorry. But it would if I had uploaded it. Again, they can see details about themselves, all that. They can pay invoices, right? If we have outstanding invoices here, they can come here and pay this. So I'm not actually going to do this, but this will open up a payment portal for them through your preferred. There we go. Right. So we can put all that in there, and it'll process that payment. That'll download back into BakeSmart, reduce their account balance. Are there any questions? Did I not cover something?
How about cutoff, Mike? Where would you put that? So, most of these guys pick up early in the morning. Where would you put the cutoff times where they won't be able to place an order after a certain amount of time?
Good question. So the standing orders are set once they're created, right? I don't believe you can edit after, right? Even though it's 10 days out here, I don't think we give edit capability on this. We don't, right? So it's assumed that that's set. For the shadow orders, I mean, I think those are the standard X hours in advance on the online store. So your settings online. Let's go look at it. I don't know why I'm just trying to tell it to you, Vinny. Right. So I believe that would still be managed under online setup and require 2 days. Oh, require notice for shadow orders here. So we actually do have a separate
Oh, you do? Okay, great.
setting there. All right. So we can be like, hey, that's 2 days or 1 day, whatever. Um, yeah, any questions on this? This is a pretty cut and dry, although powerful feature as far as like managing labor and customers as well. So, uh,
I do have a question, but hold on 1 second. There's a lot of yelling in the cake room, so give me 1 second.
uh-oh. That can be, I mean, that could be raucous laughter or there could be issues. There could be
Oh God,
drama in
no,
the cake room.
it's just our owner, Kathy. You know,
Oh, she's loud.
nothing bad.
Lovingly so. I mean, like
I
in the
just got to
best
get
way.
to my
Loud in the
question.
best
Yeah,
way.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so one of the questions that I had was about we are starting to implement a rush fee for short notice orders. Um, I know that was something that we talked to Jared about a few weeks ago. I was just curious if that was something that has been brought up because we unfortunately a lot of our wholesale clients they tend to place orders like the day before and we have to rush and get them done. So we're trying to, you know, stop them from doing that by implementing these rush order fees. And we were wondering if there was a way to have that in this.
I mean, we don't have that currently. No, it has been discussed. I've talked with the team
Yeah, we
about
talked
it
about
and all
it.
that, but no. I mean, right, the only thing you can do really is manage what Mike just showed, how far you can require shadow orders to be placed,
Yeah.
that separate lead time, and then otherwise, so if you need to do it that quickly, unfortunately we don't have that currently. If you need to do it that quickly, I'd set the lead time out a bit and have them call, because that's the notice will say if you need it before this, call this number.
Okay.
Although, I mean,
Go ahead.
we did like the idea. I mean, so it's funny, right? Because we spent all this time like creating rules, right? Like we've all got to follow this, and then it's like, well, hey, what about breaking rules? How do we break the rules? You know what I mean? And it's like, well, we didn't account for breaking rules. But the idea of like, hey, here's a $50 rush order fee. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's worth it, right? And then so you guys are making more money. So it's a nice,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's
yeah,
something
we had a
that
nice little
you
conversation about it.
like we've ordered like for example like brochures before, and if you want them faster, it's more expensive. So it's something that like we were kind of figuring out and trying to see if it was, possible in BakeSmart. So I'm glad that you're at least open to the idea.
For sure, for sure. Um, yeah.
How about, hey, Mike or Jared, how about credit card fees for online? Is that something that's coming in anytime soon?
Great question.
It is a great
It
question.
should be.
Um, I mean, I think we were, internally, our credit card processor was, hold off. We're going to implement cash discounting. We're going to implement cash
Yeah.
discounting.
Right.
Um, and they have not delivered on that yet. So you're just wanting to pass along X%.
Yeah, just like
3%.
we do it
Yeah,
at,
just like
the
everybody
regular
else.
point of
Yeah,
sale.
yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Let's we'll get that on the list. I don't
I'll make a card for it right now.
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean it's huge only because people
Yeah.
still pay with credit card anyway. They really don't care. But
Nope.
that savings is tremendous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, we'll get that taken care of. It may
Okay.
be the next release though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go? Where you going? Yeah, great question. We'll get that taken care of. Yeah. Any other questions we can answer for you guys?
I do have one more.
Yeah.
So a lot of our wholesale clients, for example, are like PVG Paints Arena, where they have different suites. We This is another thing we brought up with Jared, where having if they could section off orders, where it could be like these items are in this subsection of the order
Yeah.
for like suite A, and then these items are for suite B. So that way, they can indicate where they're ordering them for, because because when we package all the boxes, we have to label them to make sure they go to the right place, for like the suite numbers, because all the sports teams have a lot of suites. It does make it a little bit easier on us if we'd be able to at least have them do that instead of us figuring it out, or just something
Yeah,
And
for
that's
like.
sure. And so again, we have discussed this, or like being able to create groups or something like that on an order. And it's just that's one that takes time. That's gonna take more time.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Um so um like we hear you and we get it, right? I understand that. It makes sense to me. Um so it's just something that's gonna take some time for us to be able to get done.
yeah.
No, of
And
course.
that's one of those features that can have kind of wide applications as well.
Right.
So we're kind of excited about boxing things up, how they're organized,
Yeah, definitely.
priorities, things we don't even know, right? And so it's uh we want to be careful about not being too specific with it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, it's good for this one thing, but then like, how do we manage it otherwise? And so, yeah, we're putting some thought into the best way to do that. Cause I mean, it's going to require a list to go down and like group, like sort of like the item tracker, right? Where we would maybe tag items and assign a tag or a group to them. So we don't know what's best. Is it a field? Is it a tag? Is it typed in text? Is it all preset? Right. So, but yeah, we like that one. If you guys have thoughts on how you might use something like that as well, everyone else, love to hear it, just so we get a fuller picture of why having a custom text value on an order line item might be helpful. And if not, we'll still keep going with it and try and figure out what to do. It's all good.
Getting back to if a customer is gonna account their pay on account on their
Yeah.
what they're gonna get, where would they do that online? Like where would they hit pay with invoice or pay on account?
Oh yeah, so I didn't have that turned on for her. So let's go update Amy's. Uh, uh, Update. Uh, oh, come on. Do you think I need to sign out and sign back in to you're muted.
You got to upload it from BakeSmart. That order that was in there didn't have anything on it. You created a new one, so that order hasn't been uploaded yet. So you'll need to go to just go to online settings and upload the you'll have to do the full upload.
Oh, you can't updating the customer doesn't update the orders. We should change
No,
that.
I think updating the customer just changes the password and their settings.
Shelly, would you mind making a note on that? That updating customer should update standing and shadow orders too, because nobody wants to come all the way over here to do this.
Yeah, but the
So
server does it automatically. I mean, unless you need it
oh,
immediately.
if you give it 2 minutes and it does the sync, the
Yeah.
scheduled sync.
Yeah.
That's great. Look at us.
So you'll have
Look
to
at
do
us.
that to make that work.
Yeah.
Or just
okay, but
just
I
create
am going to push.
okay, or just create a new shadow order online, and they'll have the option to invoice themselves.
Better. So now we're going to show you how easy it is to create a new shadow order online and invoice yourself. So new shadow order. This is a shadow we are going to pick up at Crosstown Bakery. Add items. Keep it simple. Donuts. Great. Simple donut order, right? Very picky. We go back. All right, so we're gonna get 36 of these. Continue. Date and time, right? Yeah, early. Invoice. There you go. So you can pay for it or invoice it, and then that will there's your actual order number for confirmation. Pick up. It's all set there.
So that account amount will sync with the one that's on the actual like BakeSmart app. So that way, like anyone who pays with checks, like every month or so, it'll just, still populate like normal.
Yeah, if these invoices are paid offline, they will fall off up here. They will once this we're only showing balances that aren't zero here.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Where do you see does it work the same way as regular standard online orders as far as viewing the new orders or new standing orders that came in? You got to physically check for it.
Well, you can download BSOL orders, right? So uh yes, you can use this here and pull them down, or we
Right.
can set it up to automatically download them every X number of minutes.
Right.
They're going to be prepended with a W, right?
Yep.
So just the same there.
So here's my question for you on that. And
Yeah.
Jared just set that up for me on the automatic download, which works great. But we're constantly running to check the emails because that's the easiest way to find those future orders, or it would be a standing order for a future date. Is there a quick report that I can save that'll generate every morning, here are your new future orders, or whether it be wholesale or on the retail side, just to make it easier of finding those orders instead of checking emails and going through it.
So yeah, you can certainly create a report for that, but then there's also a search criteria when you go to the order list for online orders.
Okay.
So if you go to order list, yeah, Mike, and then do search and then hit additional criteria, online order there, hit continue.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe you want to put entry date, whatever,
Yep.
yesterday or something,
I
and then
got you.
that'll pull what it
That'll
shows
pull up
too.
all, yeah, whether they're future or not, whether they were downloaded that day, at least you'll have them all in front of you. Okay. I didn't even see that one. I was
Yes.
trying to figure out a custom report, and that'll probably work out better.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you
Go ahead,
go.
Mike. Sorry.
No, I was just going to talk about automatic reports, but
Yeah, do it.
oh, you could also create a report that would run at the end of the day and say, here are all the, or I guess first thing in the morning, 6 a.m. Here's all your
Right.
orders taken yesterday.
Or
Uh,
overnight, taking it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it runs in because if they do it at 11 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning, it runs into those 2 days where it overlaps.
yeah,
Where if you just keep it to yesterday, you may be missing the ones that came in at today's. So it's like that little bit of a catch-22 when you do it.
yeah. So yes, you can do that with an automatic report programmatically by saying I want ordered items, ticket date,
Right.
uh, yesterday. No, how do I do? Oh, previous 2 days,
Oh,
right? So today and yesterday.
okay.
Set dates, and then you would say online, right? So orders taken yesterday and today online, um, summarized by customer and by item and options. You get all the details. Continue. Of course not. Such an idiot. Okay, so then we send to inbox, right? And have you seen this, Vinny?
I've seen it.
We
I don't have it doesn't work on my end. And I remember Shelly did a little video on it. And even when I go to the reports thing, there's nothing that says gives you that option.
I got to set up the script on your server.
Okay.
I'll log in there after this is over and
Okay.
set that up.
Yeah. Myself every day starting tomorrow, run it at 6 a.m. We'll add more times in there because you guys
Right.
work on godly hours. Right. So yeah, then it'll run. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually probably a good report. And I'm sure there's for a customer type, whether it's wholesale or retail, for price type on there somewhere. Actually, you could probably take it a step further.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't differentiate between a customer type. We just have price level,
Price level.
but
Right.
that's not. I don't think that's a criteria that we have
Okay.
Not on the ordered
this,
items
this
report.
particular
No.
Okay.
report.
All right. That's definitely both of those ways are definitely helpful.
Yeah, well, cool. All right. Anything else we can answer for you folks?
Just want to confirm real
Yeah.
quick. Yes. So it will still email us if the wholesale customer pays for it. It will email us saying they paid for it, like how it does for regular customers.
When you mean pays for it, do you mean pay the invoice or pays for an order that they place?
Pays for the invoice.
Don't know. Good
Okay.
question.
Darling.
No
All
idea.
right. Okay. We'll find out.
We should, for sure. All right. I'm gonna make a note to follow up on that one too, because that's probably a good one to know. Uh, email bakery when customer pays invoice via so wholesale customer. Nice. Cool. All right, folks. I'm gonna call it if there's no more. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. I hope this is helpful half hour to 45 minutes spent here every second Wednesday of the month, not counting November and December because it gets crazy. Hope you guys are doing well. It's good to see faces. Honestly, it really is. I hear your voice. All your voices I could pick out from a lineup.
Sorry, I couldn't do our face today, but yeah.
For sure. But thanks. Good to see you. Be well, and we'll talk soon.
All right.
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye. You bet.
Bye.
Bye.